Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Siti Nuraim Batrisha and my partner's name is Anusha there. Okay, so now we are going to presenting to you about Bookstore management system developed in Java using J-Option GUI. Next, for the introduction, this project is a Bookstore management system developed in Java to showcase the application of core object-oriented programming concepts within a real-world scenario. The system enables users to manage books and buyer process purchases and generate simple sales report through an intuitive graphical interface powered by J-Option pane dialogues. A new staff login feature has been added to restrict access, ensuring only authorized staff can use the system. This demonstrates handling authentication logic and reinforces security awareness in software design. By combining OOP design principles like encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, and exception handling with a GUI approach, this system demonstrates how Java can be used to create an iterative and maintainable desktop applications. The primary aim of this project is educational, to strengthen understanding of Java syntax, class, relationship, and interface implementation. GUI interaction while creating a maintainable and extendable desktop applications. Next, I will pass it to Anusha for continue this presentation.
Objective for this bookstore management system is to design and develop a bookstore management system using Java programming language, showcasing how object-oriented principle can be applied in a practical application. To demonstrate the 5 core OOP concepts, which is encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, and exception handling through clear and purposeful implementation in classes, interfaces, and program flow. To implement a staff login system that controls access to the application and demonstrates simple authentication handling. To provide an interactive and user-friendly interface using J-Option pane, allowing staff to perform operations such as adding books, registering buyers, making purchases, and viewing transaction details. To create a modular and maintainable code structure where each class has a clear responsibility, example handling books, buyer, or sales, making it easier to extend or modify in future versions.
Next, I will explain about UML diagram. In this UML diagram, you can see that they are connected to each other with the connectivity which is one user uses one login handler, and bookman handles all handler, which is handles login, view sales report, process of the purchase, manage books, and manage buyers. Next, I will go to the next slide for explaining more about UML diagram. Key concept for UML diagram. Object-oriented principles like inheritance, buyer as 10%, encapsulation, private attributes, public getter or setters. For interface implementation like polymorphism or the implement payable. Clear division of responsibilities like handle, manage, operation, entities like book, buyer, order, store data. Main and report classes handle control and output. Then, I will continue with explaining more about UML diagram. But the first one is superclass. Person is our superclass. It's the superclass in UML diagram. It has general attributes like ID and name. It provides basic methods like getID and getName. Second is subclass. Buyer is a subclass of person. It inherits ID and name from person. It adds more specific attributes, contact, email. Also has extra methods like get email to string. For the third one is object. In object, we have an example in our system like an object of book is class, could be a book, our book ID like B001, literate riding hood, Anusha, and 59 ringgit 90 cents. An object of the order class could be order, buyer 1, book 1, 2. Represents buyer 1 buying 2 books. For the fourth one is abstraction. In the diagram, classes like book handler and buyer handler perform operations like which is the buyer, BU buyer, but we don't see the inner logic, only the method names. This makes the system easier to understand and use. Also, the interface variable is an example of abstractions. It only defines calculate total without saying how it works. The actual logic is in the other class that implement its explanation about UML.
Then I will continue this presentation by explaining our code walkthrough for our bookstore management system. For the first Java code is book main Java, which is the main controller. And the purpose is to prompt staff for username and password, check input against her hard-coded user from user Java. The second one is login handler Java, which is staff authentication. And the purpose is it acts as the main entry point of the system. Handle staff login, shows menu option using J option pan, calls another handler classes based on user input. And the third one is user Java, which is staff data model. And the purpose is represent a system user, example staff, stores username and password. The fourth one is book handler. It manages books. And the purpose is it allows staff to insert and view books. It also stores book in a static array list booked. The fifth one is book Java, which is book model. The purpose is to represent a single book with title, author, and price. And the sixth one is buyer handler Java, which is buyer operation. The purpose is allow staff to register and view buyers. It also stores buyers in a static array list buyer.
I will continue for my part in Java coding. Number 7 is buyer Java. It is a subclass of person. The purpose is it inherits from person and it represents a buyer or customer. Number 8, person Java. It is an abstract superclass and the purpose is base class for all people like buyer and it declares shared fields like ID, name. Number 9, sell handle Java. The purchase process and the purpose is it allows staff to make purchases and link a book and a buyer into an order. Number 10 is order Java. The purchase model implements payable and this is one is a polymorphism and the purpose is links a buyer and a book. Calculates total payment, implements the payable interface. Number 11, payable Java. The interface. The purpose is requires implementing classes to define. Lastly, number 12, sales report. View orders for sales report. The purpose is displays all the orders made using cell handler. Then, that's all from our walkthrough Java coding. Besides, I will explain our input, process, and the output of our Bookstore management system.
Next is challenges faced. Firstly, GUI navigation, which is managing G option pane dialog, required care to avoid unexpected behavior when user closed or cancelled dialog. Secondly, data handling. With no database, all data is stored in array list which are cleared when the program exits. Thirdly, input validation. Ensuring numeric input for prices and quantities was essential to prevent crashes. Fourthly, authentication logic. It is about implementing the login system required careful handling of failed attempts and secure exits. And fifthly is polymorphic design. It is properly using the payable interface and abstract person class to fulfill OOP principle.
Before we finish our presentation, I'd like to share the lesson learned while we are doing our assignment about Bookstore management system. Firstly, is having a proper input validation is essential to avoid unexpected errors and improve user experience. Secondly, by encapsulation and modular classes make the code easier to maintain and extend. Then, even a simple authentication feature improves security and realism in the applications. Lastly, testing every possible user action, especially cancelling dialogues, help identify edge cases early. Clear feedback to users through dialogues prevent confusions and build trust in the systems. I think we are going to end our presentation now. I am bigly thankful and thank you for listening, understanding, and watching our video presentation. That's all from us. Bye!
Bye!